Hello all, I'm Marshall from Marshall's Mic. I'm actually going to be the guest today, and I've got my great friend Mark Velten over here. It's going to be the host and ask the questions. You know, the whole reason for this podcast was I've been thinking about it quite a lot, and I was thinking old school, new ways, kind of figure out ways to blend them together so everybody has a more successful life, and you know, maybe work things as well, that family, it all kind of comes together to make it a lot better for people's lives. It's kind of a side deal for me. Hopefully we're going to try to do one a week, but the way it's funded pretty much is from the outside. You know, donations, sponsors, commercials. If you'd like to do a commercial eventually, you got to share it. You know, share it. That always helps so other people can see it. You can check out our webpage at marshallsmic.com. We'll have some other things going there, you know, merch sales and so forth. But, you know, we can turn one of these in for you for a legacy film for your family to have for generations and generations. And we got ways to do all that. So watch, check it out. Hope some people get a thing or two, and then just share it through your family. Share it to your kids. Kids share it to their friends, so forth and so forth, and share it at work. But the most, you know, the biggest thing is exposure of this. And
all right, so I'm going to be the host today.
Mark's the host.
The big question, Marshall, that I'm wondering, I'm sure everybody else would wonder, is what inspired you? Where did this come from? I mean, you decide you wake up one morning, I'm gonna have a podcast. I'm gonna start this down this trail. What came to you? What happened?
Well, I've worked a lot in customer service, and it's entailed working at coffee shops. I've owned a couple of those, the car dealerships, restaurants and such, and working with people older and newer and mid-age and such. I just noticed that, you know, maybe there's a few things that obviously the new generation can teach me, and, you know, old generations like me and you can teach them values and stuff of it. Well, so I'm driving down the road a lot, traveling. I took a year off, and I'm listening to the podcast, Joe Rogan and some other ones, and I said, hey, what a way to get it across. So that's gave me the idea and the spirit of it.
So has this thing evolved as you've gone, or is it you pretty much were you dialed into what you wanted to do, or?
You know, I was doing it more a little bit segregated to businesses in the beginning, Mark, and then now I've kind of adapted it to this format. So we kind of changed the format on it.
So it's evolving.
It's evolving for sure.
You just keep kind of growing.
Yeah, we'll keep going. You know, get some interesting people. I've got a mid-state bank founder coming up next week. I'm talking to some sport figures. You know. Any all walks of life, all ages and everything.
Is the idea to keep it local, or you want to?
Oh, I'd love to expand it.
Yeah. You want to go
like
full blown.
Take it as big as it can.
Full blown.
Full blown.
Wow. But there's enough. The interesting thing about where we live on the Central Coast is there's a lot of interesting characters.
Well, yeah.
That really, even like this guy over here.
Yeah.
Who you can't see, Ted Lilly.
You're right.
You know, you got guys like that live here.
Right.
You know, who's the rock star with yes.
Well, it's a special place,
yeah.
And so a lot of all different types of people.
Lou Ferrigno lives here.
Yeah.
You know, Horace Grant.
Right.
And,
right.
You know, there's people here because this is a world-class place, right?
Yes.
I mean, it's the Central Coast. Everybody wants to be here.
For sure.
Yeah. So
I've enjoyed it for 40 years.
You get to do this podcast and live on the Central Coast and drive around in a Sunbeam.
My Tiger?
Your Tiger. With the top down.
That's my baby.
70 degrees in November.
V8 engine.
Everybody's in the Midwest right now. They're
freezing,
huddled up. And we forget the winter's even on out here. I mean, it's
put the golf clubs in.
And you're doing a podcast. And you're sharing your ideas. I mean, it's great.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, so, you know, I'm just happy that I get to be a part of this, and
appreciate it. I appreciate it.
You know, I've invested some time with you.
100%.
And I know we've talked a lot, and I know some things about you, and you know, one thing about Marshall that's interesting is this guy's well liked. People like him in this community because he's a kind person, and he really goes out of his way to be friendly to people. I notice that in the coffee. We're in the coffee shop all the time. I see that all the time.
Yeah, thanks.
And I think that's just,
Well,
you know,
40 years of being here and the businesses that I have been in, you meet a lot of people.
and you have old friends, which means you're not
Yeah.
burning bridges.
No.
You know.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So
That's a
I
good
mean,
point.
yeah, I mean that's always a good thing, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, the foundation you're talking about is you, basically.
I think the foundation would be the guest
Yeah.
and listening to what he has to say in his kind of foundation way.
But you want to bring your experience to this.
I'd like to, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I'd like to bring
Yeah. You're
every guest their experience to it so it all evolves so people listen and get new ideas and share.
all right. So I want to hear some about you. Where'd you grow up?
Well, I grew up in Jackson, California. Jackson, California is on the way to Kirkwood. It's about 20 miles east of Sacramento. Very interesting town. There's probably a population of about 1,600 people at the time. How I got there was my mother was born and raised there from my grandfather, George Slosman, who was a car dealer there in that town. Chevy, GMC, Cadillac, and so forth. And
And you have an extensive automobile background.
Yeah.
Dealerships.
Yeah, for sure.
Ground up.
yeah.
Back of the store, detail,
I didn't
all
do
the way
too
through.
much to the back, but I did detailing.
Yeah.
Now, service and parts weren't a big thing in mine. I oversaw numbers and stuff later on in my career, but mostly sales.
But
up
you
front.
know every aspect of the business.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You've been around it your whole life.
Yep.
And you told me once about your grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
He brought what dealership did he bring to that area?
He brought Buick, Chevrolet, Cadillac, GMC, and then he's a German, so he wanted to sell a German product. He got Opel.
Oh wow.
He got the Opel line.
The Opel they used to do the malnourished Corvette.
That's
Right?
exactly what it
like
looks
a poor man's Corvette.
There you go.
You couldn't get a Corvette.
Like my car,
In the
Tiger.
70s, you got the Opel GT.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
And if you got
You got a
50,000
little-
miles out of it, you
were
did
good.
good.
She had a little
Right?
cool bubble on the hood.
Yeah. I remember the Opel, man. And
Yeah.
you look at, you're 16, you're thinking, hey, I got
Yeah.
an Opel, man.
Yeah.
It's not a vet, but
We stayed there.
Someday.
I stayed there for 5 years. My dad is in the military. He was vacationing at Silver Lake above Jackson, and that's where he met my mother. My dad went to work for Grandpa, my mother's dad.
yeah.
And so we were in the deal to get it going and raise the kids and the family, and we lived right above the dealership. It's interesting on the dealership. It's kind of a cool story. My grandfather was working at a Dodge parts distributor in San Francisco. And you know the movie Seabiscuit,
Yeah.
Howard. So Howard was selling bicycles in San Francisco. And my grandfather wanted to get in retail and go back home to where he grew up in Sutter Creek, really. And he gave him a name of a Buick connection to get it all rolling. So it's always a little tidbit I like to throw in on my
Yeah, I
grandfather.
mean, that's a great legacy. I mean,
Yeah.
you tied right into the movie.
I did. I got it on both sides. My dad on the other side, grandpa on mom's side,
Right.
and
Yeah.
now me, and now I got sons in it. I mean, it's crazy.
Wow. So, Marshall, as a child in your community,
Yes,
growing up,
yes.
tell me about your values. What shapes you?
Well, you know, the upbringing part is huge by parents, obviously. They're very influential in your life, your grandparents. I think those people obviously start the role of your life. I mean, right? Parents are parents. You want to look up to parents. You want to make parents happy. You know, you want to do all those things. So I think it's really an important thing for them to, coming from the upbringing.
So the educational process that you were involved in, your grade school, your middle school, your high school. What's the one lesson the big lesson you took away from your childhood? What that shapes you today?
Well, I should say too, after the 5 years in Jackson, we moved to Davis, California. So that's kind of when I think the lessons started. I was 5 years old at that time. I probably understood a little bit more what was going on. The value of working, the value of respect, all that stuff with your parents, your grandparents, your siblings. Those were good things they instilled in me.
How about getting in trouble side? I mean, that's a part of who we are. We grow up, we get in trouble.
I never got in any trouble.
Never. Huh?
No.
You were never in trouble.
I was a rascal, man.
Yeah. Well, how did that shape you?
Yeah, right? Well, it shaped me to the point when I graduated from high school, I had two choices. One was the military.
Yeah.
One was Colorado as a laborer at a dam project. So you can tell where all my restlessness got me.
Yeah. Or your dad's boot, huh?
It was either that
in that era.
Yeah. Well, he had the car packed either way.
This is the 70s, man.
Right.
Come on. You
definitely.
We got corrected, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Man.
I mean, Mark, too, I had great teachers. I really took a hold of teachers. I really appreciated listening to what they had to say in the classroom. Now, as far as me, bringing what they taught me in and putting it out there, it was a little difficult. But I really looked up to teachers because I think they're, somewhat of a leader figure. And
so give me an example of a teacher that it's something he did.
An example of a leadership for a teacher. Disciplined. I got disciplined once. Mr. Stone in 5th grade.
Yeah.
I was a little out of whack. And he took those back in the days were those long erasers.
Yeah.
And he flung it at me. And I ducked. But that was a lesson to take care of and listen and sit down.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And be calm. Obviously.
And that you remember that well.
Yeah. Another lesson. I don't know if it was so much a lesson, but it was interesting. I needed a couple extra credits to graduate. And so did my friend, Grant Keeney, friend still to this day. We went into the rec class, it was called, and we actually learned, we got there at 6 a.m. for the kitchen cafe of the place. The school, Davis Senior High School. Mm-hmm. And we learned how to open a coffee shop, do the ordering, cook, and so forth and so forth. That was a great lesson that carried me forward.
So work ethic was instilled in you very early.
There you go. Yes.
Yeah. And you attribute that to your parenting,
I learned.
Was there a lot expected out of you as a young guy in terms of?
Yeah, I mean, I used to ride my tricycle down to grandfather's dealership to get into the showroom cars and play in them.
Yeah.
Back then he had like I was 5 years old, he had a 68, Camaro orange with white striped pace car, Corvettes, all this. But he said one thing, you go in and sweep the parts department first.
Oh yeah.
And I got this broom that's and I'm sweeping, and so there was some work and still.
Yeah, but he was smart. He put you to work.
100%. This greatest.
But
thing
you
ever.
Also probably learned, this great affection you have for cars too. Right?
That's big time where it started.
I mean, 5 years old on a tricycle, and you're looking at a pace car.
Yeah,
that's almost surreal. That doesn't get any better than that.
No, it was definitely fun. That's for sure.
Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Life. Those are the things that really shape you.
Yes.
And they form who you are. Hard work's never been an issue.
No. Because
it was instilled at a very young age.
Yes.
All right. So, Marshall, how do you define education?
Well, it's important. It's extremely important. That's why I think I always did listen to the teachers with in-depth concentration. Was I a good student? It was tough. Man, I had the ADHD, we figured it out in about 4th grade, which helped the teachers and stuff put the deal together. But, education for me was pretty much done as far as school education was done at, when I graduated from high school.
Right. So, interestingly, maybe education needs to be a little more, a little broader spectrum. Maybe we need to think outside the box a little bit. Doing a guy like you.
Think outside the box.
Because you're a bright guy.
Yeah, that's definitely parts of education. And I should say too, I think it's very important for people to get educated. I mean, we need that. We need doctors.
Yeah.
We need those certain things and fields that require you to go through the whole school program. I mean, I admire people that can go 4 years or more college. Some of you in 2 more years and get their PhD or what have you. I mean, that's phenomenal stuff.
Okay, so the education that you received was a little different than where the world's going today,
Good point.
right?
I think very similar. Maybe just differently done.
Just the whole idea of having a device like a phone or a laptop. You know,
Yeah.
you were on a rotary dial with a
I had to look.
30-foot cord
Yep.
that you were stretching around the corner to
Yeah.
talk to your girlfriend, and your dad was telling you hang up because
Yeah.
it's busy. I got a call I'm
Right.
expecting.
Our
Right?
sister was going, it's my turn.
Yeah, that's a little different world.
You know what the phone number was? 916-756-3928.
Yeah, you know it.
I do.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's 4 of us.
And if you got a second line in your bedroom,
Yeah. Well, I didn't.
if you had a second line,
There was a second line
that
in the
was
kitchen
come on,
from Mom.
that was big stuff, man.
Yeah.
And a push button phone,
Yeah.
man. I mean,
Or if you were outside running around, right, you had to have a dime and go find a payphone.
go find a payphone,
Yeah.
or check the thing for a little money.
Yeah.
You know,
I think
how many payphones did you check growing up?
100.
Yeah, I mean that's part
Everyone
of,
I went by.
Yeah, come on, you,
Maybe a quarter in
got
there.
to go in there and
Yeah.
check,
Yeah.
and then once every 500 times you might score a quarter. Or a
Look at
couple
what they
dimes.
have now, though, man, right in their back pocket.
Yeah. So see
Boom.
that's and you're wanting the whole point of what you're wanting to do too is you want to bridge this gap. Right?
For sure.
So how do guys like us speak to young guys?
Yeah.
That's an interesting
It is.
part of the equation, you know? It really is. So respect and manners
Yes.
in your daily life
Yes.
and your business interactions.
Yeah.
What's that look like?
Huge. I mean, we've got to respect. We have to respect our elders. We have to respect our coworkers. We have to respect, our partners. We have to respect the military, the police force. You got to show that you respect them. Kind of maybe an example is like when I was car business, I'd go back and wash a car every once in a while because, I grew up washing a car. It's not that I just like to do it for myself. I like to show respect to the person of their job and their duties that, hey man, I respect you doing this. It's not an easy job.
So like giving to someone else, putting them first,
Yeah.
making them feel good.
Yes. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That can be sorely missing at times.
Team building,
Yeah.
recognition.
Right.
Yeah. 100%.
People like to feel like they're valued.
100%. You go a long way when everybody's valued in one team,
Yeah.
as we know in all walks of life.
Right. And you've deployed those strategies throughout your life.
I
and
think.
in your business, you want people to have a good experience around you
Yes.
and what you're doing in your vocation.
Definitely.
Makes a big difference.
Well, I've been involved with a lot of teams, and I've ran a lot of teams, being
Yeah.
the management positions all through the car business
Right.
and such. So
Yeah, yeah. And so that's going to be a big part of bridging this divide.
yeah.
And that's significant to what you want to accomplish.
Well, that, and if we go into really bridging the divide, I mean, it starts with leaders, I think. It starts with examples. It starts with how you act,
Right.
how you treat people. I mean, I'll just throw one quick politic thing. I mean, I think the left are crazy and the right are crazy. I think the right are immature and the left are immature. All this bashing back and forth. He's this, I mean, to me, that's so immature, such a horrible leadership for, all of us to witness and watch. That's, we all need to come together, work together.
Yeah. Well, which is part of this.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you have a generational thing. You're wanting what you're doing, you want to be able to reach not just baby boomers,
No.
but you want to go into the generations as they go
For
they
sure.
go down.
Yeah.
And you want to be relevant.
Yeah.
You want to speak their language.
Yep.
Well, that takes
I mean, I want 80-year-olds all the way down to 25-year-olds, 20-year-olds to be on this podcast.
so that takes some interaction.
Yep.
That takes knowing your turf You can't speak like a baby boomer to
No.
Gen X.
Right.
That won't work.
Yeah.
They don't understand that language.
Yeah, they have their own.
Right.
And most of the times, I'd like to learn theirs.
Yeah.
So I can relate to them better is what.
So you have to spend time there too, right?
That's definitely.
Yeah, which is all part of what you're trying to do.
I love that.
So what about this idea of defining right and wrong? When there's so many prevailing thoughts about how you live and how do you define right? What is right and wrong?
Right.
What is it?
Well, it's either you're doing it the right way or the wrong way.
But
whose way is it?
That's
right?
what it is. Huh?
I mean,
what's right? What's wrong?
I hear you.
What is it?
Yeah, I think wrong could be with a group of people, could be what you were taught, could be what teachers said, could be a lot of things where it's really not wrong, but you've instilled that it is wrong.
So do you think it's cultural, or do you think that it supersedes culture? It's the laws of the universe kind of thing.
I think a little of all.
Yeah.
I'd mix in a few,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, what about the way our country was formed?
Right.
The standards that we live by.
I think it's great.
And
I'm a firm believer of that.
Yeah.
And I think we need to stay focused on that.
Yeah.
100%. It's not been too bad. It's been around for many, 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 many years. And right, you asked about right, what's wrong and right. Right's an opinion, maybe. Right needs to be discussed with the people you're dealing with. I go with my gut probably 99% of the time, whether I think it's going to be a right call or something right to do. Now, there's times I don't. And then that can go into a whole other area of things. But, for the most part, I like to do what I believe is right and take it from there.
Well, how do you balance traditional values? And then with this whole new world that we're embarking into with AI and all the technology and all, we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
And here's one example. When you were a little boy, you might sneak into your uncle's house and he had a Playboy laying around somewhere. And as a little
boy, I was interested.
You were interested. And that was like,
Yeah.
that was like forbidden fruit, but that was hard to say no to.
For sure.
Now, that same little boy, just like you, he's walking around in a world where he has a device that'll pull up
Whatever.
in high def anything that makes that Playboy look like, Pollyann.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
So
you got to regulate yourself, man.
Yeah.
You got to just take it within yourself.
how do you?
Well, you've learned things over the upbringing lives. You've done a lot of things. It's a tough one.
Yeah. Can you imagine you're going to school in the morning?
Yeah.
You got your backpack in the 1970s.
Yeah.
Okay. And your dad puts a Playboy magazine in your backpack.
Yeah.
He says, "No, don't you look at that. Don't do that."
That's not going to work.
And you're walking to school.
And I'm reading it.
How far
and
down?
I'm
How
sharing
far?
it
Right.
with my
How far?
buddies.
Right.
Right.
Now, walk to school with that little device.
Yeah.
I
get you.
No, and we're making fun of this, but this is a real issue.
It's real.
It
is.
And these are the kind of things.
And that's what I think a lot of people need.
It's scary. I
think a lot of people need to talk about it.
Yeah.
I think it's all communication within.
Yeah.
Definitely.
This, along with this great technological advance that we're making as a society, there's all this baggage that comes along with it.
Yep.
And it opens up all sorts of possibilities that we've never even considered.
Well, exactly. It just seems so much different than kind of when the older generations grew up. There was only so much you had to do to get in trouble.
Yeah.
You had to create fun. You had to
Right.
create trouble. You had to
Right.
create all these
Right.
things before the street lights came on.
Right.
and then you bolt it home.
Yeah, a good box.
Yeah.
And a pocket knife.
Right.
You go out in the woods.
Yeah,
you got a fort.
It's exciting.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Technology, I mean, it's I made some mistakes in it, man. I remember, I was working at the dealership and BMW, Volkswagen of Santa Maria, and I was sitting high in the office saying, "Oh, I got my guys that'll take care of that." I didn't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
And shame on me. I mean, it's a biggie. And I remember being at a party once, and I was hearing this conversation. The guy's going to this lady. He goes, people that don't pay attention to technology and stuff, they're going to have a hard time.
Yeah.
And, I need people to help me on that big time.
I have and it's kind of along the lines of what you're talking about, a memory of it being in 6th grade and having this male teacher. And he says to all the students, he goes, tomorrow, to the boys, he goes, tomorrow we're going to go hike. Mm-hmm. Okay, we're going to go in the creek. That was like a big deal, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And he goes, and you can bring your best knife.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, 20 kids show up, 20 boys show up with knives.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
I mean, that was no big deal,
No,
right?
Right.
Imagine that today.
Right.
Fast forward that.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, come on, that guy would be in jail.
Yeah.
You know. Oh, he'd be in jail.
Well,
if he
depends on
told
I
20
think
of
it
his
depends on
students
the
bring
length of
knives
it.
tomorrow to school,
Yeah.
he'd be in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
anyway.
that's a right and wrong thing.
This is the kind of thing that you're talking about, being able to bridge these two worlds.
Not necessarily bridge. Well, maybe you could say bridge. I guess it is bridge. Come together, learn both sides, kind of, and blend it all together to make sense of it all. Make it life happier.
So, nothing's for free.
No.
What's that mean to you?
Well, right away I think work. I mean, I had a paper route early on. What did I do for that? Oh, before that I'd go collect bottles, apartments, to get money.
Yeah.
Because I can't get free things unless I steal them.
Was it in short supply in your childhood?
Money?
Yeah.
We were well off, medium.
Yeah.
Nothing high, nothing low. Just we did well enough.
But you liked having money.
I liked to have money, so we went and collected bottles, brought them to Safeway, and got a nickel for each one.
Yeah.
And it adds up.
Right.
And then I realized that I had money, and it wasn't free.
Yeah.
I had to work for it. And then I got a paper route, right?
Yeah.
Then I work at cleaning a restaurant, right? And all these things added up to money, and realizing things are not going to be free. You don't expect it to be free,
Right.
you're in.
How do you communicate effectively with people who don't see the world like you do?
I tell them they're wrong.
That's what you do with me.
Right. Yeah, that's fair to say.
You do that a lot.
And you do it with me.
No, I know. That's what makes our friendship so valuable.
It is. It's great.
We can be honest and open.
Yep. Well, you got to be open. You got to be honest.
Right.
And you got to have big ears.
Right.
Big ears.
Come into the coffee shop. It's profound
Yes.
what goes on in there in the morning, huh?
Well, you take it in family situation. You take it in work situation.
Yeah. You walk away a wiser man.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
If you collaborate, right? If we all collaborate instead of one looking over
Well,
here.
communicating effectively is listening too, right?
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Which, that's kind of a learned skill.
Yeah.
I'm still working on that, according to my wife.
Hey,
I need some serious work.
we all
That's
do.
what she says anyway.
Constantly.
Let's move on to core relationships. Mm-hmm. And is there anything more important than that? I mean, what?
Well, family. I mean, that's the core. That's the core. Significant others, partners, those are deep down core values too. I mean, you share a lot of time together. You discuss a lot of things together. You've got to communicate. And when you have love from that and love from family, and then you have love from friends, it's...
So really, relationships are...
everything.
Yeah.
It's-
everything really in the natural material world is just something to support relationship.
Yeah. And, listen to another thing about listening,
Yeah.
to their side,
Yeah.
whether what it's be. and you know, working with them on maybe doing some things with them and saying, hey, I got some faults here, I got faults here. Let's bring this relationship together, work together to make it stronger.
And so you feel like throughout your lifetime, there have been certain friends and or mentors
Oh, yeah.
that were integral.
Well, big time. Mentors, you know, back when I was cleaning the restaurant. Mentors when I was cooking in the kitchen in high school. I mean, then you go like into Larry Leonardo at Hyson Johnson, and then I go to Perry Ford when it was Perry Ford. And then I go Chuck Hebard. Chuck Hebard.
You always talk about Chuck.
She's probably the best one for sure.
Yeah.
That guy was an amazing man. I mean, he knew how to bridge. He knew how to communicate. He knew how to motivate you. He knew the right things to do, how to take care of the people. Hey, Marshall, you see that car over the service drive?
Yeah.
It's waiting to get picked up, right? I go, yeah, Chuck, it is. He goes, it's been there about 4 days. Wash it again.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, the guy was just instrumental in me.
Yeah,
He probably helped my ego the best, too, out of any of my mentors.
well, you know, he made you feel good about yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah. And you saw it at his celebration of life.
Yeah.
I mean, man.
I mean, I got
Were
friends.
there some people there or what?
Yeah. I mean, it was incredible.
Yeah. He made a lot of people feel good about themselves.
Yeah. I got a lot of friends that, you know, are big time in my relationship. I mean, that's, to me, friends, family.
Well, you still have old buddies that you get together with?
I just went back to the class reunion, 45, and there was 3 of us, man. We were the 3 amigos in the day. We happened to be all 3 be there. We made sure we were gonna.
That must have been
It's priceless.
Let's talk about good listening, because this is something I need to improve.
Sure.
You know, I like.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes I get out in front of myself. What
I
do
kind
you-
of
what do you
found,
do?
I've kind of, to be able to work on things lately, I've kind of, just recently I found out kind of what was my issues for life based on some things that I had growing up. And one is just what you're saying, be a good listener.
Yeah.
Don't be stuck in your ways, you know. I regret some things I've done in that way. I mean, I really have. You have to listen to get other, you know, people's ideas, you know, put it all together on the table in business.
Right.
Hey, that's a good idea. Let's mix it with this idea. I just heard that. That's a good idea. You know, if you listen more than you talk, which my grandfather taught me, you know, you're going to have a better deal on going into it with a little bit more sense, because you're not just spouting out your way.
Yeah.
And then
Or formulating your next thought
Yeah, right.
while someone's talking.
Oh, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that goes on.
I do that a lot,
constantly. I'm planning my next vacation
Yeah.
while they're talking.
Easy to do.
Easy to do.
Yeah. A mentor of mine always used to say, hey, I know what I know. Let's find out what you know.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I like that. I
Yeah.
remember that. And relationships, same thing. You got to listen.
Yeah.
You got to share each other's
Yeah.
faults and positives. You got to.
Particularly in business, because when you collaborate in business, you get perspectives
Yeah.
that are helpful
Well,
to your business.
Yeah.
You know, more guys bringing
Yeah.
things to the party.
Well, the more you do listen and really do pay attention and listen, and maybe not looking at this or looking at that, you're showing you're
Right.
involved, you know, you're in, and you're building a team.
Yeah, that's right.
If you got one person that's always the rascal, he's cancer, man. You got to get rid of him. He's always looking at his phone or something in a meeting or something. You can't have that.
How about negative attitudes?
Ooh, negative attitudes. Well, I kind of just said one thing there. That's, you know, if you have an employee that's like, oh, Johnny, why you do that home? You know, let's say I'm the boss. Well, Marshall's always making cancer, man. Get rid of him. Get rid of him. You know, you have to, yeah. It's tough to have a rascal in a situation, you know, sports, anything of team building, you know, having that rascal, it makes it harder.
Which leads into good listening leads into good teamwork.
Correct.
And good teamwork
Ends up to wins.
it wins.
Wins,
You
baby.
win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
It's like the interesting thing about football. Football is such a dependent game. There's so many moving parts.
Right.
That you can have one part that's
Coaching,
great, but it
position.
doesn't matter unless that works as
That's
a
right.
whole. Business, same
Guy
way.
gets a play in. He wasn't listening. He takes a left instead of a right.
Yeah.
The quarterback throws to the defensive player.
Everything's open. Quarterback has the ball. Oh,
Yeah.
that right defensive end didn't get blocked.
Right.
Bang.
Right.
Play's
Yeah.
over, you know?
A pitcher might be looking at someone and then the catcher goes, you didn't listen to me. I told you what he liked and didn't like.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's all kinds of variations.
So when you're facing challenges, how do you focus on the solution? What's that look like?
Good question. Well, first thing that would come to me is attitude. Another thing would be, there's always a solution. You know, there's going to be a solution to this. Whether it's business, whether it's your other half, collaborate and say, this is our issue. How do we fix it? And with more minds and more thoughts and more attention to the person, the better you're going to fix it. Because it's important communication, man.
So the solution, you gotta dwell on the positive.
Yeah, attitude.
Right.
Yeah.
The negative,
No go. There is no negative.
you're defeated when you're negative.
You're defeated.
You can't find solutions in that.
Yeah, you got to keep headstrong, man. You know, you got to make
You
sure.
gotta believe.
You got to, you know, to be a solutionist, you got to, you know, you got to physically be in shape. You got to have life going
Right.
on. You got to be positive, man. You got to jump into the car when you go to work and say, I'm going to just tear it up today. If there's a problem that's coming at me, I'm going to have a solution.
Yeah, and that's contagious.
Yeah, I believe so.
It spreads.
Yeah.
If you got a good vibe, it gets on people.
100%, Mark.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah, people can feel it.
Yes.
You can help people with it.
Yeah.
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 So, which comes nicely into this next category, which is, what do you do to live well?
What do I do to live well? Another good question. When I'm working full time, which if anybody knows a job, I'm really into sales, restaurant stuff. I could probably use something lately. I need to get back. Why I say that is I need to get back in the interaction, man. You know what I mean?
like being-
I love being around people. I love building
You like
teams.
restaurants too, don't
I
you?
love restaurants. You know,
You-
I just love
You've had
people.
a number of.
I've had a couple
You've
good
had
ones.
some coffee
Yeah.
shops, and
Yeah,
you like the whole thing.
I do. I don't like the margin of profit though.
Yeah,
That makes it a little tough. But
you got to
hey,
sell
there's
a
ways.
lot of widgets.
There's a way to work on that. You know.
But that's really where your passion is. In terms of interacting with
Yeah.
people, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Instead of just being.
I couldn't
boxed
be
up.
isolated. I couldn't sit and work on a computer all day, let alone know how to work one anyway. But still, I mean, no way.
Yeah.
I got to be out and about.
Right, and so that's all part of your.
Healthy,
Yeah.
work out, eat right as best you can, have time with your partner, schedule your day. You know, I used to work 6-7 days a week, right? 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
You can't do that, man. That wasn't healthy for us. Now these guys got it right now.
So balance.
Balance. Thank you.
Balance in all things.
Balance.
And I notice here that you talk about the physical, the mental, but you also note the spiritual.
Oh yeah.
What's that mean to you?
A lot of ways. You know, spiritually is definitely religion that I grew up in. You know, I was
Your
an
faith?
acolyte. I got confirmed. I was Episcopalian, still am. That's huge. You know, listening to the word of, you know, God.
When you think about your childhood experience with your faith, is it real positive and secure for you?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
We had an awesome priest, Father Burl. He's passed away now, but we were at St. Martin's in Davis, California.
Yeah.
Episcopalian.
And those are great memories.
Great memories.
You enjoyed going to Sunday school.
Not always that part. When you were a little younger,
Yeah.
you know, going to church,
look,
it meant,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, we all have those stories.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I can remember getting up early, sneaking out of the house.
Yeah.
Because my mom was going to take me down to the Greek Orthodox church.
I gotta go to church,
And the big-
sit in there.
The big
Right.
Greek gal with a mustache, man, was going to.
I remember similar, you know, I mean, I remember things throughout the junior years, you know, in life and going to
Yeah.
church and what, you know.
But you didn't come away from that experience with feeling less than.
No,
You felt empowered.
it's important.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you've,
Like you were okay with God.
yes. Oh, yeah. You've instilled a lot in me.
Yeah.
To this day, probably directing my attention more back to it.
Yeah.
Because I've always looked at, I got golf gods. They help me, do 70s. I got ski gods. I won't crash. I mean,
Yeah.
I've always looked that way, and that's thinking about it for
Right.
sure. But I've kind of maybe gotten a little bit more involved,
You think part of that's the aging process?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can see that happen in people as they age.
Yeah.
You start grappling with your own mortality on some level.
Yeah, you're, like us, you're in your 60s, man. We're like,
Yeah.
I didn't mind all the 50s, but when I hit 60, I was kind of like, starting to get up there, man. I better listen a little more. I better maybe get more into my faith.
Yeah.
I better do, so forth and so
Yeah.
forth.
When you're 30, you just think this goes on forever.
Yeah.
When you're in your mid 60s,
Yeah.
you start, you're rounding
Yeah.
you're rounding the corner, man.
You had a meeting here. You have meetings here on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
And speak about God and what He's brought to us and what He can bring to us. And you were talking about at that time, Christine and I came, and you were talking about fathers. That night, you happened to be mostly geared on fathers, what fathers have done, what fathers do. Your father always loved you, very powerful. It was very powerful. And I was actually suggested maybe I should do more studying on my father and what he did instill, and think about those things.
Yeah.
And I even looked it up. I mean, unfortunately, I was hit, physically, pretty good amount of times, not too bad, but, and then I looked those things up and I think, oh, shoosh. She was right about that, or my boss was right about that, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, okay, what do I
Like
do?
a discovery.
You sit down there, you pray a little bit about it, perhaps, you just start working on getting better.
Yeah.
And your relationships get better, work gets better, you get better, you get healthier.
Well, you're a father.
Yeah, love it.
And as a father,
It's everything.
we have foibles,
Yeah.
and you do the best you can with your kids.
I mean, what were you like when that first one came out, man? You were like, wow, what did I do?
What an experience. Yeah.
It was
How much is this going to cost? Yeah.
Yeah, you were epidural doctor?
No,
How much is that?
No, that's not.
It's not a good story.
No. No, but this.
No, it's important, I mean, faith is very important. Staying in shape, I swim. I do a little light lifting, play golf. You got to have time to have fun. And
So you recognize yourself as a 3-part being.
okay.
A mind, you have a body,
Yeah.
but you're a spirit.
I got spirit.
You're a spirit.
I got the universe too, man. That universe is, when that thing lines up, that's some crazy stuff. I've had a lot of universe stuff happen to me these last few days. Yeah, it's been wild.
All right, how about, what advice would you give younger generations about living successful? If you could sit down with a young guy, knowing what you know now.
How does money tie into being successful?
The whole picture.
The whole picture.
For a young guy.
Okay.
What would you try and, as an older guy, what would you try and impart to that kid? What do you wish you knew when you were in your 20s?
I wish I knew to value it more. I mean, you know me.
Yeah.
I've worked my ass off in my life to make money, but I like spending it too.
Oh, yeah.
I wish I would have learned early on a little bit more about, the value of money.
Uh-huh.
There's so many ways now, more than you and I had, to make money, to save money, to invest.
Yeah.
I strongly suggest they get investing as quick as they can.
Yeah.
I mean, they got Acorns, right? Do you ever heard of Acorns? It's an app. You put money in there and it's, maybe you do the overage on the change, right? That you got. And it automatically goes to Acorns on your credit card, or however they do it. I think they should start saving early. My grandfather told me, he goes, if you make a $65 check, Marshall, put 5 or 10 of it away.
Yeah.
Get a savings account, put 5 or 10 of it away. And then, but value money. Money isn't the answer to, health and life and family. It's something we need, That's why you work
Yeah.
and work hard, because you got to buy food, your car to travel, and so forth. But I've been around a lot of people, man. I'm millionaires, lower end, whatever you want to call them, middle class, and that. And bottom line, if you catch the right person at the right time, you start having a great conversation. They're all the same, man. Right? It definitely isn't going to describe me who I am. That's for sure.
So money is like a tool.
Yeah. Good.
It's a good servant.
Yeah.
It's a lousy master.
Yeah. Well, I like it. Yeah.
Right?
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to have it to go buy
It's
groceries
a claw
today.
hammer.
Yeah.
You don't sit around and polish your claw hammer.
No.
You just use it.
Yeah.
I mean, in its proper place, right?
Correct.
Yeah. That's tough though, because
It is.
the scripture talks about the love of money is
Yeah.
the root of evil.
Yeah.
Well, if you just read that rapidly,
Yeah.
to say, well, money's the root of all evil. It's not what it says. The love of money.
Yeah.
If
And
you
know
don't love
what?
it, it's not the root of all evil.
And you know what, Mark? It seems like to me more in the newer generations, the older generations, people just think about money.
Yeah.
And it's money. And,
All the time.
oh, my friend's making
Yeah. Yep.
$100 grand. Why am
Net
I
worth.
not? Yeah. Money. I got to make money. Well, you got to have a life, a full rounded life.
As a
Put
ma-
some away.
Right.
Get an IRA as soon as you can, or whatever you can, and appreciate it.
As a male, too, you're measured in our society
Yeah.
by.
Well, some
You're-
people
you're-
will measure,
Well,
not
you're-
everybody.
There's pressure there, for a young guy, and you're competitive. You're a male,
Yeah.
and those things are hard to keep in balance.
Yeah.
Balance is the trick, and
Yeah.
it really is. Not easy. How do you blend old school methods with today's new way of living and working?
Well, I think you take a little of both, right? I mean, right off, that's what came to my mind. You got to take the new school living, which is some phenomenal things, and you got to take some old school values and ways other generations did it, mix the two together, come together,
Yeah.
and you got a plan. I mean, like I told you earlier, that technology's been tough for me, and really shame on me. I mean, I'm thinking about taking one of those AI classes, I'm thinking about whatever, but I think it's important to have both. And that's kind of why I designed and we're doing this podcast, Mark.
Yeah.
If we do a little of both, we're all
Right,
happy. We're all
right.
shaking hands with each other. We're all saying hi in the streets. We're all having a good time. This is how it's done. You open doors for people, this thing and that thing. You're going to bridge the divide. You're going to have theories and methods, old and new, come together. So work together.
What's going to change the world?
What's going to change the world? Geez.
What's it need right now?
Well, you got to stop this divide, man. I mean,
Well, how do you do that?
yeah, well, you know what, man? You start in the city and you can say, I can't go up top anywhere. Let's start right here. When someone goes by in the sidewalk, say hello.
Yeah.
When someone needs to be let in, it takes 3 seconds to let someone in.
Yeah.
Let them in. Be nice to each other. Sit down with your families, man, and have real conversations. Not everybody on the phone, right? I mean, that's good stuff.
Some hills aren't worth dying on.
Yeah.
Just finding common ground.
Finding common ground. Really,
All the things you've been talking about.
instead of just thinking about yourself, put it out there.
All right, so here's the big one. This is huge. When it's all said and done, when you've run your race, when you've gone through your life, and you take your last breath, what's the legacy you want to leave behind? What do you want to be known
Yeah.
for? What does your life stand for?
Well, first of all, he's a great family man. He raised great family.
Meaning, with
Meaning-
your son.
Them remembering, them
Yeah.
being able to talk about me.
Yeah.
What I did, what I left. I'm not, I probably won't leave him anything knowing me, but maybe a couple cars.
Couple cars.
But that's important. Family. You've got to have relationships. They keep you healthy.
You have their back.
You got their back. you know, I'll make it for you.
Dad always was. I could count on Dad.
Yeah. I want to be known as a giver, man. I've given.
Yeah.
I've given. You know, I've made a lot of people a lot of great things and possessions and money in their life. And I think I could have a lot of people over that thing and saying, you know, he did this. And I think giving's a big one. Polite, being courtesy, all those things. Community, you know, I've done some Rotary work, some such and such, you know, try to giving back. You know, I'm meeting 17 Strong, Holly and Steve, tomorrow to give me some more ideas, to give more, to be involved with more community stuff, which I've always liked doing. So I think kind of the parallel of them all. Hey, he was a hard worker, you know. He wasn't too hard-headed. He was, you know, he was straight and narrow. Didn't go to prison.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So your boys, they love being with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they've showed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they've had positive experience.
Good role model. Now, I haven't done everything perfect, but
No, but they want to be with you.
they want to be.
They like being around you.
And you know, that's a good thing to say,
Yeah.
Mark. You know, that's a good remembrance I want.
My son likes me.
You know, I love being with Marshall. Whether it's your sons, your friends,
Yeah.
whoever, your siblings. You know,
Yeah, that's great.
he was a good, friendly guy.
Yeah, super.
Thank you.
Well, you know, this podcast, I mean, I'll put a few plugs in here, but
Appreciate it.
you know, it's interesting because you have the opportunity to go into community, find all manners of life and vocation, find people that you know most of them, and you know this field is ripe with stories.
Yeah.
People that, I mean, it's fantastic, and you get to sit down with people and
Yeah.
let them share their experiences
Yeah.
and
Appreciate
have
it.
a conversation.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Marshall's mic.
Marshall's mic. I'll just kind of close with thank you very
Yeah.
much. Appreciate it, Mark. We need to share it. That's a biggie to get the word out. I think we start getting this word out, so people are going to see this and say, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know, great stories, great ideas. Someone gets one or two ideas out of this thing, you know? That to me feels good. I'm
Yeah.
giving back.
Yes.
And that's kind of my goal, I think, as you get older too, is we're giving back. So help give this word out and this message, you know, to people. Help us financially with it. That would be great, the best you can. And, you know, we'll just keep going as I get people available to talk and have fun.
Nice.
Just have fun. Thank you all. Appreciate it. Check it out, marshallsmike.com. We're on Instagram. We got YouTube channel, Spotify. Bam, bam.